Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for moments from the Ben 10 franchise where characters put their impressive strengths on full display. Number 20. Ben tries to kill Kevin. Ben 10, Ultimate Alien. When Kevin reverts back to his old villainous ways due to his absorption of the Omnitrix, it's up to Ben to make some tough decisions.
If you won't use your powers to track him down, I'll just go find him myself.
But it's Kevin!
Wake up and smell the end of the world, Gwen. He's out of control.
Ultimately, he decides he has to stop Kevin by any means possible. This is a situation so serious that Ben is all out of jokes. During their fight, Ben brings out a special ruthlessness that we don't see too often. He unleashes a painful sonic doom onto his old friend and is close to doing it again without a second thought. It's a chilling moment to see Ben act so mercilessly like he does here.
One more should do it.
Ben, don't!
We only hope that he doesn't go this far again. Number 19. Alien X recreates the universe. Ben 10, Omniverse. Power scalers can debate all they want about which characters are the most powerful, but being able to recreate the whole universe from scratch is something that's pretty hard to one-up. When a doomsday device called the Annihilarg is accidentally set off, the entire universe goes boom. Nice going, guys. While the universe is in the middle of being reduced to atoms, Alien X is here to save the day.
Alien X can do many things. We just both have to agree to it. Bellicus.
Serena. Fine.
Ben turns into the immensely powerful celestial sapien and manages to restore the universe to almost exactly how it was before. This accomplishment speaks for itself. Forget about going beast mode, this is Alien X going God mode.
I was too late to save the universe, so I used Alien X to make a whole new one.
Yeah, not buying it.
Number 18. Deca eats meat. Ben 10, Alien Force. You know when Popeye eats spinach, he gets all kinds of superpowers? That's kind of what happens when Deca eats meat. Only his powers involve transforming into a psychotic beast. Deca is kidnapped by Mayor Coleman, who exploits the alien's ability to poop gold to keep his city rich. That's pretty crappy behavior.
Our entire economy's based on alien poop.
Wrong on so many levels.
Eventually, he feeds Deca meat, thinking it'll make him churn out more gold. It isn't a very bright idea. It instead causes Deca to morph into a monstrous version of himself, which goes on a rampage. He eats all kinds of things you shouldn't be eating, like an entire building for starters. He's only defeated when he vomits up multiple clones of Echo Echo. That's gonna cause a stomachache.
That was different.
Number 17. Gwen threatens to destroy the Ultimates. Ben 10, Ultimate Alien. While this will always be Ben's show, don't count Gwen out. She's pretty powerful too. As an Anodite, a race of predominantly female magical aliens, Gwen has unique powers, and these powers make her capable of all sorts of destruction.
Hey! Nobody picks on Ben but me! That's the way it works in families, right?
When the aliens within Ben's Ultimatrix develop consciousness, these Ultimates realize they want out. To save her trapped cousin, Gwen transfers her mind into the Ultimatrix. Now enveloped in the full power of her Anodite form, she threatens to destroy all of the Ultimates that are harming Ben.
If you use that power for too long...
I risk losing my humanity. That's why I'm not wasting any more time. I'm destroying these transformations, Ben!
While she doesn't end up destroying them after all, she truly could have. Gwen's not a woman you want to cross. Number 16. Kyber goes berserk. Ben 10, Omniverse. Trust is everything. So when a parasite called Skurd betrays the galaxy's greatest hunter, Kyber, tensions break out. Skurd ditches Kyber and his Nemitrix to leech off of Ben's Omnitrix instead. We know you're an alien parasite, Skurd, but does loyalty really mean so little to you?
Unsporting little leech.
Will you cease that inconsequential bellowing?
Kyber later goes berserk, using his Omnitrix to transform into a deadly tyrannopede. Kyber attacks both Ben and Skird, and he does it with a vicious and primal attitude. He quite literally goes beast mode. While he's eventually defeated and taken into custody, Kyber reminds us again just how dangerous he can be. Number 15. Wrath goes into the belly of the beast. Ben 10, Alien Force. When the baby prince of Lowoda is delivered to King Jarrett as a way to broker peace, things don't exactly go as expected. When Ben and the others see that Jarrett eats the prince, Ben's wrath comes in the form of his new alien, fittingly called Wrath.
Did you just eat the baby?
Wrath forces his way into the giant king's stomach. A few seconds later, he forcibly exits Jarrett's stomach with the prince, while also knocking several of his large teeth out in the process. Wrath then promises to make a sweater out of Jarrett's insides if he tries to threaten war. Take his advice, Jarrett.
I just jumped down your throat! You start a war with the Lowodans, and I will do it again! Only next time, I will knit your intestines into a sweater!
Number 14. Vilgax slices through a spaceship. Ben 10, Alien Force. Vilgax doesn't slow down for anything, whether it be a stop sign, a red light, or in this case, a fully functioning alien spaceship. In the episode Ghost Town from Alien Force, Vilgax ventures off to free Zaskera from prison. He hopes to gain critical info from the evil ghost, like the Omnitrix's secrets and how to destroy Ben.
The secrets of the Omnitrix.
Tell me, then I will set you free.
And on his way to find Zaskera, he has a brief tangle with the unsuspecting spaceship. He slices through it like nothing thanks to the shield of Seagull. He's both quick and brutal in his assault, and while the robot guards put up a fight, they're just no match for the mighty Vilgax. Number 13. Ghost Freak's influence. Ben 10. There's a reason Ghost Freak is one of Ben's least favorite aliens. He turns into Ghost Freak once in order to stop the Circus Freak trio during one of their misadventures. But when he transforms, it's clear that something is wrong.
We ain't scared of no ghosts. You should be.
Ben becomes far more ruthless. He does vicious things, like shoving acid breath into a wall and nearly frying Thumbskull's brain. And to top it off, he also uses Frightwig's own hair to repeatedly slam her headfirst into the floor. Yeesh. It turns out that Ghost Freak is a lot more than just some alien for Ben to transform into. He's actually Zaskera, and he quickly becomes one of Ben's most dangerous enemies.
Man, I'm glad to be rid of that freak.
And I thought we were close. So nice to finally meet you. Face to face.
Number 12. Zaskera enslaves Vilgaxia. Ben 10, Alien Force. Zaskera is one of the best villains of the franchise, and this moment is one of the many reasons why. When Vilgax comes to Ben for help, you know things are bad. Vilgax reveals to the group that his home planet of Vilgaxia has been conquered by Zaskera.
There was nothing I could do but escape and bring back help. That is to say you, Ben Tennyson.
With an uneasy alliance now formed, the group sets out to reclaim the planet. But the thing with Zaskera is that he's not just taking over the planet. He's also possessing all of its citizens and transforming them into ectoneurite slaves.
But now that you're here, I wouldn't mind possessing your power as well.
You are welcome to try.
Conquering Vilgax's planet like it's nothing is a major power move. And then making Vilgax's people his own slaves is like adding insult to injury. Come on, Vilgax, you gotta step up your game. Number 11. It Should Have Been Me. Ben 10, Secret of the Omnitrix. After Gwen seemingly sacrifices herself to save Ben from a wild Florana pack, he takes the death pretty hard. He tries his best to save her as forearms, but it isn't any good. His grief then quickly turns to rage as he starts destroying everything near him.
She sacrificed herself to save me. should have been me! It should have been me!
Ben doesn't pull any punches here, and only stops when his Omnitrix times out. While it's just objects that Ben is lashing out at, we can all still feel his pain. This is some heavy stuff. Seeing Ben react so viscerally over being unable to save his cousin is just heartbreaking. We're just thrilled that Gwen is revealed to have actually survived, because if not, we could have seen Ben go down a much darker path.
Gwen!
Pluto!
You're alive!
Number 10. Heat Blast Tantrum. Ben 10.
No way!
What do you get when you mix aliens, an evil sorcerer, and magic water? A whole lot of trouble.
With control of the water, I shall become immortal!
After exposure to water from the legendary Fountain of Youth turns Ben and his aliens into toddlers, he's unable to match the power of a rejuvenated Hex.
This is not funny.
All hope seems lost until Gwen decides to use Ben's toddler personality to their advantage.
Even if you went Heat Blast to melt Hex, he'd just blow you out like you were a birthday candle.
With the power of reverse psychology, Gwen tricks Heat Blast into throwing a tantrum, causing the young Pyronite to unleash a miniature supernova, blowing up the fountain and Hex's evil plan along with it.
Stop it! Stop it! Stop it!
Number 9. Cash Murray gets assimilated. Ben 10 Alien Force. While Ben has matured a great deal from when he was 10, the same can't be said for his former tormentors, Cash and JT.
It's ridiculous. Could you at least try being original for a change?
After Ben calls out and humiliates them, Cash and JT take out their frustration on Kevin's car.
Dude, that's hardcore.
In the process, they steal dangerous alien technology, which soon fixes itself onto Cash, making him both stronger and more violent.
You don't have to worry, Levin. This isn't about you.
After beating Kevin, Cash's thirst for revenge goes too far when he threatens innocent civilians, including his friend JT, forcing Ben to step in and stop him.
You guys thought I was so funny? Who's laughing now?
While Cash's rampage is eventually stopped before any permanent harm is done, the experience shows just how easily such behavior can get out of hand. Number 8. Ben Tennyson tries to destroy Malware. Ben 10 Omniverse.
I am here for Azimuth.
Prior to his final defeat, Malware was one of the few beings in the universe who scared Ben more than anything, and for good reason.
What goes around comes around.
Excellent suggestion.
Along with being the most violent and psychopathic member of his species, Malware is also responsible for causing a traumatic event in Ben's childhood. After Malware rips out Feedback, Ben's favorite alien from the Omnitrix, he forces Ben to watch as he destroys him.
Isn't this a surprising turn of events? If I am not mistaken, this seems to be your favorite alien, Ben Tennyson. Correct?
Ben becomes so consumed by rage that he does not hesitate to destroy Malware by using the Omnitrix to overload him.
You want it so bad. Here!
Although his attempt may have failed, Ben's desire to finish off Malware was all too real. Number 7. Phil Billings' Inner Monster. Ben 10 Omniverse.
Hey, Ugly, we were just talking about you.
Grandpa Max may be an ideal role model, but the same can't be said for his former partner Phil.
You always were too smart for your own good, Max.
While Max is selfless and heroic, Phil is a selfish individual who is even willing to betray his own comrade for personal gain. After spending years trapped in the Null Void, Phil returns an even bigger threat than before.
Max! Help! Help!
Following a failed experiment involving the Nematrix, Phil acquires the power to transform into an alien-predator hybrid. Along with an insatiable hunger for electricity, Phil also becomes more violent and ruthless, to the point where he claims that there is nothing left of his former humanity.
Soon, even that old Phil body will be gone.
Number 6. Ben Tennyson and Rex Salazar vs. Alpha. Ben 10 Generator Rex, Heroes United.
You guys are our best hope. We're doomed.
You know a villain is dangerous when it requires the greatest heroes from two different universes to defeat them. The Alpha Nanite is one such villain.
Power to change life itself. What foolishness to give my brothers such a command.
After escaping from the Null Void and causing mass chaos, Ben and Rex Salazar confront Alpha for one final battle. Along with absorbing millions of nanites, Alpha steals power from the Omnitrix, allowing him to transform into a variety of nightmarish forms.
Your machine is most interesting. Perhaps within I can find a suitable host.
If that wasn't bad enough, Alpha's rampage soon reaches cataclysmic levels after it absorbs Rex's Omega Nanite, turning it into an even bigger monster capable of destroying the world.
The Omega Nanite is mine.
Number 5. Ben 10,000 Rages. Ben 10.
Time to finish you once and for all!
Although Ben grows up to become one of the universe's strongest heroes, this also results in a more dangerous rogues gallery. In one alternate future, Ben faces his old nemesis, Kevin 11, who returns more powerful and more twisted than ever before.
With all that time in the Null Void, I was able to absorb a few tricks.
When Kevin's strength proves too much for Ben to handle, Ben's son Ken and Kevin's son Devlin try to help.
Dad, stop! You proved you're the best! We can go now!
Though noble, their efforts prove to be in vain, as Kevin easily defeats them. Unfortunately for Kevin, this also has the effect of infuriating Ben.
How dare you!
With his second win, Ben unleashes his rage onto Kevin with the father of all beatdowns. Number 4. The Nalgian Destructor. Ben 10 Alien Force.
Careful, Ben.
It's hard enough to defeat advanced alien tech that imitates any action you make, but when you add the Vreedle brothers into the mix, you get a recipe for disaster.
It appears that you've got something that belongs to us.
After stealing a device known as the Nalgian Destructor, the Vreedle's violent actions cause the device to get a taste for destruction, causing it to go on a rampage in downtown Bellwood. However, what's probably more surprising is the fact that the device is not actually a weapon, but rather a children's toy.
We were on an afternoon excursion to the lower dimensions, and she must have dropped it out of her carriage.
If a toy was capable of causing so much damage, one can only imagine what a true Nalgian weapon can do.
This toy is clearly marked, not for children under 3 million years old.
Number 3. The Ultimates Rebel. Ben 10 Ultimate Alien. Although the Ultimatrix is one of the most powerful inventions ever created, it's far from perfect. In fact, one of its biggest flaws almost causes Ben's demise.
Ben, calm down!
My name's not Ben!
When Ben starts acting crazy after transforming into Ultimate Humongosaur, he's pulled into the Ultimatrix where he discovers that his ultimate forms are actually alive. What's even worse is that the Ultimates believe Ben has imprisoned them and that the only way to free themselves is to destroy him.
You can't control us. Not ever again!
Although he attempts to reason with them, Ben is unable to quell the Ultimates' rage. It isn't until he sacrifices himself that Ben finally frees the Ultimates from both their prison and their hatred. Number 2. Jennifer Nocturne Loses It. Ben 10 Ultimate Alien. Once a great hero, Captain Nemesis's jealousy of Ben causes him to fall from grace after he kidnaps Ben's girlfriend Julie, along with actress Jennifer Nocturne.
Do you have the gauntlet?
I found it right where you said.
Good girl.
However, rather than feel threatened by Nemesis, Jennifer ends up falling for him, and not in a good way. Suffering from Stockholm Syndrome, Jennifer's obsession with Nemesis reaches its peak after she helps him to escape from prison so that he can get revenge on Ben. As a result of her actions, Nemesis goes too far.
Your time is up.
All the while, Jennifer's morals worsen to the point where she not only attacks and injures Ben, but is even willing to take his life.
He's pure evil!
He's all I've got!
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Kevin Levin Goes Crazy. Ben 10 Ultimate Alien.
Hands off the baby. Levin?
Due to the nature of his powers, Kevin cannot absorb too much energy without becoming a danger to himself and others. He learned this the hard way when he was a kid.
I can't change back!
While his transformation was certainly intense, even that moment pales in comparison to his other transformation years later. To stop the evil aggregor from absorbing the powers of a baby celestial sapien and ruling the universe, Kevin absorbs the power of the Omnitrix.
Let's see who's weak after I take your powers too.
As a result, Kevin loses control of himself, turning into a power-hungry monster driven by madness and revenge. As a result, Kevin goes berserk, attacking not just his enemies, but his closest allies as well. Things got so bad that Ben was willing to end it right then and there.
I'll try to make this as quick and painless as I can. Sonic Doom!
Is there a jaw-dropping moment we missed? Let us know in the comments.
Don't get greedy, Parasite.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.